Hi guys, Jay here, and this is my F1 fantasy team for the Dutch and the Italian Grand Prix. Hey guys, so Formula One is back finally after a couple of weeks. We get to go racing again. Sorry, there's not really been any videos for the last few weeks. I was meant to move, that didn't happen in the end, but I still need to take a little break just for like health reasons and stuff. But in terms of F1 fantasy, so this is like my draft team, and you'll see I've got a driver missing, and I'm going to explain why in just a sec. But I've been playing around with different teams in the F1 fantasy tracker. Link is in the description. And I've also had a look at the top teams in the championship as they are currently. I believe these are the teams from the last round. And then I've had a look at the statistics again, as I normally do for both the drivers and the constructors. So the reason I'm missing a driver here is this. If I go to Fantasy Tracker, this was my team for the Hungarian and the Belgian Grand Prix. I had Mercedes, McLaren, Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, Alexander Albon, Nico Hulkenberg, and Kevin Magnussen. And when I put that team into Fantasy Tracker, the top teams with different turbo drivers was one with Lando Norris, one with Lewis Hamilton, and down here one with George Russell. And then this shows a graph of their progress of that team. Now, interestingly, you'll see here both the team with Lando Norris and the team with Lewis are pretty even on an upward trajectory. And if I go to this tab, so this was me trying out the same team but with Ferrari, because when I did the PAPAYA-STEALTH team of the month for July, you guys actually chose the team with Ferrari. So I tried that and I basically got the same results. It recommended Mercedes rather than Ferrari, and the same results. I don't know why the score's a little different because it's the exact same team. I'm not sure. But either way, the graph is the same. So I then changed Mercedes to Red Bull because in the championship, quite a few teams or top teams have got McLaren and Red Bull. So Lipa's one. We've got Porsche F1, McLaren Red Bull, and Ferrari 2024, McLaren Red Bull, and I think that was it. So I tried with Red Bull, and again, we've got a team with Lando Norris, a team with Lewis, but with Mercedes, there was a team with Red Bull, but it was down here with Lewis, and there was another team down here with George Russell. And so, again, the Mercedes, Norris, and Mercedes Hamilton teams seem to be the ones on the upward trajectory. And then I tried to change. Was that? Oh, hang on. Right, I then changed Max to Lando, and there was only two teams, one with Lando and one with Lewis, which is all the way down here. Again, you can see the trajectory of those two teams. And finally, I changed Max to Oscar Piastri. I'll explain why in a sec. Again, this time the top team was with Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes, second team with Lando, Mercedes, and then George Russell and Mercedes. So I'm going to go back to this one. So this was comparing my team from the last Grand Prix, and I was very torn on this because as a McLaren fan, I want Lando to win the championship. I want McLaren to win the championship. But there's no denying that Lewis and Mercedes have been on a trajectory. And again here, they're very even here. But in the middle, the Lewis Hamilton Mercedes team has been performing better overall. Not only that, but if I go to statistics, yes, Lando is up there for points scored, podiums, etc. But Lewis has climbed up as well in the rankings. He's second now for valuation changes. He's up on the podiums. He's second for top 10 finishes. And he's got 2 fastest laps and 2 driver of days. So the original idea was to go with Lewis and keep Mercedes. But there's a problem. It also recommends Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon. I'm not fully convinced, me personally. It's not to say that they're not good drivers or anything like that. I just think there could be a stronger team. So I was going to go for Lance Stroll, but I'm 300,000, 0.3 million short. So I can't. And the reason I was going to go for Lance Stroll is because you can see here, this is his last 4 races. He's got 16 points, 12 points, 9 and 7. Yes, they are decreasing, but they are still higher than Esteban Ocon, who's got 4, 6, 7, 10. Although to be fair, Esteban is actually increasing, but bear with me. And then Pierre Gasly, he's had those DNFs, which I know wasn't his fault in Silverstone because it was an engine failure, I believe. Can't remember what happened in Hungary, but either way, not so good. But the other reason I wanted Lance, and those that watch my videos know this, I like to go for drivers that get overtakes. And if I go to the overtakes, I've got my Haas boys, but also Lance is still up there. So I could go for Yuki, who is one of the top selected drivers. You see here in 3rd. But, and this is where my McLaren fanboy is going to come into it, I'm actually going to replace originally Max, now Lewis, with Oscar Piastri, not Lando. The reason not Lando and Oscar was 2 reasons. One, if I go for Lando, I can't afford Lance. So again, you can see here Lance is grayed out. But if I go for Oscar Piastri, I can get Lance Stroll. And I think that's a solid team. The best team, questionable. Solid, yes. That will also mean I've got the top 3 in overtakes again. Plus, to be fair to Lance, his valuation change is still up there. He's 3rd in valuation changes. Oscar Piastri, obviously he's got his win in Hungary. He's on really good form. He's 4th on total points scored. He's 5th on the average fantasy points scored. 3rd in valuation. But more importantly, if we go back to Lewis for a sec, Lewis's scores are 23, 47, 26, and 46. So we'll say 2, 4, 2, 4. Okay. If we go to Oscar Piastri, it's slightly better. 42, 23, 46, 30. So 4, 2, 4, 3. Not only that, but in terms of Oscar Piastri, if we go to the championship again, I believe he's in 7 of the top 9 teams. So he's in the LOLs, he's in Porsche F1, he's in Dodgers F1 Champs, Gfinity, Skipper 123, and Lights Out and Away We Joe. That's a really cool name, by the way. Oh, and he's also in Team Turbo. So I think that's the way to go for me. I keep my overtake boys. We've still got Alex, who again is currently one of the top drivers selected. In fact, he is the top driver selected at the moment. We keep McLaren, we keep Mercedes, because I know Perez has done a little better, I think, in the last Grand Prix, if I remember correctly. But either way, let's be honest, if we're talking about the constructors, McLaren and Mercedes are the ones that are going up, so to speak, that are progressing. And Oscar is just on form as well lately. So that is the team I'm going to go for. So I'm going to lock it in. Oscar will be our turbo driver. So it's 2 out of 3 transfers. So that'll leave me a free transfer for the Italian Grand Prix if I decide to change things. Otherwise, it will be for Azerbaijan and Singapore. So we're going to lock that in. And that is going to be my team for the Dutch Grand Prix and at the moment the Italian Grand Prix. So what do you guys think? Sorry guys, I forgot to look at the league standings and the last Grand Prix results at the end of recording the video. So I'm just going to step in here and show you. So in terms of the league, we did get another blue arrow. We're up to 23,730. We scored 175 points at the Belgian Grand Prix. Max was our turbo driver, scored 70 points. So a whopping, a massive points for us really. Our least scoring was Nico Hulkenberg and Alexander Albon. They got 2 each. Mercedes only got 25 because obviously George Russell had that DNQ after the race due to an underweight car. So otherwise it would have been 50. But unfortunately just 25 points from Mercedes, 67 from McLaren. So we did okay. Not great, but we did okay. Either way, we still climbed the rankings. We're still going up, so that's good. In terms of how far behind we are, roughly the same, just under 1,000 points. In terms of the PAPAYA-STEALTH Open, the winner for Belgium was Verstappen, with the Raven Racing coming second, and I came in last. So the winning streak has gone. I think we won in Austria and Britain, but unfortunately we then lost in Hungary and lost in Belgium. But never mind, it is what it is. So if, again, as usual, if you want to join, the pin is in the description and I'll put it in the video. That's the team I'm going to go with. Let me know what you think in the comments. Good luck for the restart of the season. And finally, just to let you know that I have also started my F1 Manager mini-series career, and I've got my first video recorded. It's ready, and at the moment that will be with you next week. So I hope you enjoy that. We're doing the Dutch Grand Prix. Finally guys, all that's left to say is thank you for watching. Thank you for being patient with me. Sorry it's been quiet, and hopefully now we can carry on with the F1 fantasy team with a bit of F1 Manager. And as you know, occasionally I like to throw in other sports, but we'll quieten that down a little bit, I think. So yeah, if you like the video guys, then please drop a like, and if you want to follow my team or any of my content, then please hit that subscribe button to help the channel grow. Otherwise, as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and look after yourselves. Enjoy the race.
The pit window is open.
Right, so let's start pushing. We don't need to top up really at the moment.
Copy bot.
So Hamilton's behind us. So if we can keep ahead of Hamilton, because he'll be pitting around the same time as us, surely. Yuki's got, damn it, Yuki's got Behrman.